Hi, this is Professor Jack. This is week 5, lecture 5, chapter 10 on sex and gender. What is sex and what is gender? Well, sex refers to the biological and anatomical differences between females and males. Gender refers to the culturally and socially constructed differences between females and males found in the meanings, beliefs, and practices associated with femininity, masculinity. Okay, so in this case, gender is a social construction. And since we're talking about society, I pretty much have the same chart that I had for you last week or in the last session, and also depicting prejudice, discrimination, how they are related. And in this case, the form of discrimination that we're discussing for this chapter is sex or gender. Last week it was race and ethnicity. This time, sex or gender. So just keeping up with this timeline here, into the areas that we're discussing and covering in this course, right? And so in this case, sex and gender is this major theme today. Okay, discrimination based on sex and gender is termed sexism, and that's a fact. So let's see, what is sexism? Well, I have this chart that tells you sexism is a subordination of one sex, usually female, based on the assumed superiority of the other sex, male. Okay, and so sexism directed at women has three major components that I'm giving you here. Negative attitudes toward women. It includes stereotypical beliefs that reinforce, complement, or justify the prejudice and discriminatory actions. Discrimination, in other words, acts that exclude, distance, or keep women separate or segregated. Okay. Here's a fact that sexism is used to justify discriminatory treatment. When women participate in what is considered gender inappropriate endeavors in the workplace, at home, or in leisure activities, they often find that they are the targets of discrimination and prejudice. So, to what does it do, discrimination? Well, let's go ahead and discuss first, get into the socialization discussion here. The agents of socialization are mainly responsible for the gender roles, right? So society, in other words, pretty much what you have here is society, like I said before, right? Go back to chapter 3, right? These are the agents of socialization. Education is in charge. Peers in media are in charge into developing labels for what they consider feminine and masculine. The sports, in this case, also big time religion, right? These are institutions that are, let's just say, at fault for that, right? Why is religion fading down the ranks in the gender roles? Well, it also goes with the labels. That's a question that I want you to go ahead and meditate on. But then here we talk then about gender inequality, right? And the role of women in a patriarchal system. What has been the role of women over the centuries to the present time? Sexism is interwoven with patriarchy. Well, that's a fact, right? By contrast, matriarchy is a hierarchical system of social organization in which cultural, political, and economic structures are controlled by women. However, few, if any, societies have been organized in this manner. So, and again, the role of women, according to sociologist Virginia Cyrus, under patriarchy, men are seen as natural heads of households, presidential candidates, corporate executives, college presidents. So women, on the other hand, are men's subordinates, playing subordinate roles or supportive roles such as housewife, mother, nurse, secretary. So these have always been labels / statuses associated with women in the workplace. That's one other area to blame. Gender inequality. All minorities are characterized as lacking some of Weber's elements: wealth, prestige, and power. In the case of the inequality that women experience in society, there is a glass ceiling that is that this minority group experiences by the dominant group. Okay, so now women are the largest minority group. First of all, the largest. Okay, the largest minority group by far, because they encompass race. They also encompass religious belief, sexual preference, age, both young and old. Women outnumber men, okay? So they're the largest minority by far, right? And so the last thing here, I have two facts, that in the 1960s, women were earning only about 59 cents for every dollar that males were earning. but in actuality, in current time, women earn 77 cents for every dollar that males earn. So it's getting better, though it's not 100 and 100. Okay, so the evolution of the roles of women in societies. I have this chart here that shows you and tells you during hunting and gathering societies, during horticultural and pastoral societies, agrarian societies, and industrial societies, and now post-industrial societies, right? The role of woman in terms of uh, you know economic characteristics, control of the surplus, control over procreation, woman's status, and so on. The roles that they have played depending on the evolution of the society, or at the society level, not level, but at the time that the society, how was it? Was an ancient society? Was it a current society? And the roles of women. And this chart is helpful. So the sociological theories of gender stratification and sexism. We have functionalist perspective, conflict theorist perspective, and feminist perspective. Again, like last lecture, I want you to revise, see which of these theoretical perspectives best fit the way you think and believe about sexism and gender stratification. Okay, first we have functionalist perspective. Pretty much, we have two models. The first one states that, the traditional gender role perspective between men and women in the natural order of the universe, as one as the provider, the other one as the nurturer and caretaker, is what best fits society into taking care of all the required needs of the family. One taking care of the kids, the other one working. Right? At least the children are being raised by one of the two parents. Right? Well, the other perspective is the following: is that workers are wanted. Men are wanted as much as women in the working field. There's more competition. We have certain jobs that men are not willing to do. Like nursing and whatever else, right? And so women are needed, no doubt. American women are needed, but it is women that get out of the working force to take care of children and bear children. And this is their not their accusation, but this is what they point out. That it's not that women are being pushed out. It's that women voluntarily leave because there is a different need now. But the need for human capital is there. It's almost like saying an advertisement saying workers are needed. Don't leave. Okay, but it's voluntarily that women leave accordingly. So let's go now to the very last. What is it? No, let's one more. Okay, gender power differentials from conflict theorist perspective. We have the evolution of society overall over the times, and depending on the type of society, men have had more control over women. For example, in agrarian societies, men sexual dominance was at its peak. Because males were providing a lot of the physical power required to work the farm and whatever agriculture, and women had to go ahead and limit themselves to caretaking roles and so on. Right now, in the Marxist tradition, from conflict theorist perspective, gender stratification results from private ownership of the means of production. Some men not only gain control over property and the distribution of goods, but also gain power over women. Women then are seen as an object. They are seen as another one of those certificates of approval. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to feminist perspective, which is the last perspective. Okay, this is the extreme conflict theory. Okay, it comes from the roots of conflict theory, in fact. Okay, so we have the liberal feminist, the first of four types of feminists. Gender equality is equated with equality of opportunity. The roots of women's oppression lie in women's lack of equal civil rights, so it has to do with equal rights. Okay. Now, radical feminists, on the other hand, male domination causes all forms of human oppression, including racism and classism. Radical feminists often trace the roots of patriarchy to women's childbearing and child rearing responsibilities, which makes them depend on men. Okay, they view men's oppression of women deliberate and ideological justification for this subordination. It's provided by other institutions such as media and religion. So pretty much men in control of the institution is what it's saying. Right now, the socialist feminists state that when we stop capitalism and adopt socialism, we will have equal rights. And the black feminist states that race is just another layer that limit women's potential. So all four are forms of feminism. Thank you very much for your time. This is Jack. Next time.